Meet Liberty. She's just a normal high schooler reading on a bench when a random guy weirdly snaps her picture. After giving him a piece of her mind, she catches the eye of her crush, Tommy. Shortly after, her mom, Michelle, picks her up. Michelle tries to start a conversation, but Liberty is completely glued to her book. Halfway home, Michelle randomly pulls over and hands her daughter the keys, letting her take the wheel. But while driving, Liberty spots a for sale sign on their property and almost crashes into a tree out of pure shock. Michelle explains she's selling the house to pay for Liberty's college because money is tight. But Liberty notices something off. Her mom is wearing a flashy new watch. Michelle quickly claims it's just a gift from someone special. They get home and Michelle immediately introduces her mystery man, John, her new boyfriend. John tries to win Liberty over right away by gifting her a Navajo Stone of Life bracelet. Upstairs, Liberty picks out a nice dress, clearly trying to impress John, and heads down while he's making dinner. Out of curiosity, Liberty asks how they met. Michelle gushes that John just appeared out of nowhere while she was writing on the porch. John smoothly explains that he's an aquatic geneticist researching freshwater creatures. Suddenly, Liberty feels a strange attraction to John. Watch closely, she even starts playing with her hair, mimicking her mother's exact nervous habits. That night, Liberty can't sleep with John on her mind. She goes downstairs for a drink but hears disturbing noises coming from her mom's bedroom. Peeking under the door, she senses someone approaching and bolts back to her room, forgetting to close her door. John walks past, staring intensely at her while she pretends to sleep. The next morning, she abruptly interrupts John and Michelle acting way too close in the kitchen. Michelle mentions they're going for a hike, but Liberty reminds her it's August 28th, a deeply emotional day for them. They head out to a special tree where Liberty digs up old tin cans containing letters to their deceased loved ones, including her father. Liberty kisses her note and drops it in, but Michelle leaves her can completely empty. Feeling abandoned, Liberty snaps that her mom doesn't care about anything anymore. Michelle confesses that she stopped writing letters because she felt rejected by her own family as a child. Upset, Liberty goes for a walk. She picks up a rock and a creepy centipede crawls onto her hand. As she panics and goes to crush it, John suddenly stops her, claiming it's a super rare species. Liberty complains that the bug bit her, but John smoothly defends it, saying it's just protecting its offspring. John apologizes for ruining their mother-daughter day and offers to pack his bags. But Liberty, now under his spell, insists he stays. Later, Liberty finds her mom in bed dealing with a sudden stomach ache. They make up and Michelle drops a bombshell. She and John are getting married. Liberty fakes a smile, but she's internally waving red flags. Why? Because John thinks Michelle is 35 when she's actually 42. Later, Liberty watches John from her window as he finishes a jog and strips off his shirt. Caught in a trance, she decides to bring him a drink. She knocks on the basement door where John runs his research. No answer. She steps into the pitch blackness anyway. Suddenly, John commands her to turn off her flashlight, standing under an eerie red light. After she hands him a soda, she notices massive fish tanks everywhere. When she asks about the proposal, John smoothly claims Michelle is just so special to him. The next day, they head out on a raft to collect lake samples. They're discussing college and Liberty's love for archaeology when suddenly, her period arrives out of nowhere. John acts fast, covering her with his shirt, leaving Liberty mortified. Back home, she scrubs off in the shower and rips off John's bracelet. The tension in the house is getting suffocating. Suddenly, the bathroom door clicks open. John creeps into the room while she's still in the shower, acting completely driven by primal desire. Sensing someone's there, Liberty peeks out, but John slips away just in time. She goes to check on her mom, only to find John giving Michelle an intense massage while staring directly at Liberty with a piercing gaze. She slams the door. Desperate, she tries to enter the basement, but it's locked. Sensing danger, she tries calling her best friend, Marley, but the reception is terrible. She begs Marley to come over. Marley asks if something's wrong, and Liberty drops the truth. Her mom is marrying a literal freak of nature. That night, a glowing red light wakes Liberty up. Looking out her window, she watches John walk toward a crimson glow coming from the lake and dives straight in before the light vanishes. Perplexed, she heads down to investigate. Boom, John materializes out of nowhere, claiming he's just a sleepwalker. Liberty isn't buying it. The next morning, she finds her mom aggressively throwing up in the bathroom. Michelle begs her to run to the pharmacy for medicine and a pregnancy test. At the store, Liberty spots John walking by with another woman. Distracted, she tries to rush out, but the cashier stops her because she forgot to pay. She gets home to find Marley waiting in the living room, but runs upstairs to give her mom the meds. Michelle is completely bedridden, and John sinisterly promises he'll take care of her, flashing Liberty a terrifying smile. Downstairs, Marley cluelessly admits she thinks John is hot. Liberty warns her about the lake incident and how deeply wrong this guy is. Upstairs, John is acting highly suspicious, but Liberty can't make out his whispers. While waiting for Marley to come down, Liberty accidentally dozes off. When she wakes up, John and Michelle are in the living room watching childhood videos of her. Michelle drops another bomb. She's pregnant. When Liberty reacts with horror, Michelle snaps, accusing her daughter of always ruining her relationships. As John hugs Michelle, his face literally distorts into something monstrous right in front of Liberty. Terrified, Liberty pulls her mom away, but a furious Michelle slaps her across the face. Pushed to the brink, Liberty exposes her mom's real age to John. He looks deeply disappointed. Michelle tries to fix it, but John's mood turns icy. At night, Liberty stays on high alert in the living room. Hearing heavy thumping from above, she checks outside to see if something's on the roof. Coming back inside, she hears John and Michelle aggressively making love. She peeks through the crack and watches John's skin literally ripple and distort like something is slithering underneath it. She runs away in horror, but when she creeps back to look again, they've completely vanished. Liberty runs to the lake and spots what looks like a submerged spaceship. She positions the car to shine its high beams on the water but forgets to set the parking brake, sending the car plunging into the lake. The deep red glow confirms her worst nightmare. John is not human. She runs back to the house to call Marley, but Marley's phone is ringing. From inside the basement, under a weird blue light, the symbols on John's gift bracelet begin to glow. That's when she finds her mother tied up, half submerged in a massive tank, with the same alien symbols branded onto her skin and the basement walls. Michelle wakes up panicking. Suddenly, John steps out of the shadows, but his feet are completely mutated alien appendages. In a flash, he shifts back to human form. He watches cold-heartedly as Michelle screams in agony, giving birth to a grotesque alien creature. But the creature dies instantly. Devastated, John takes the newborn outside, breathing a glowing blue energy directly into its mouth to revive it. Seizing the moment, Liberty locks the basement door, but she can hear the alien creature growling right outside. She grabs Marley's phone to call 911, but realizes John has installed a signal jammer. John tries to sweetly talk Liberty into opening the door, but when she refuses, he flies into a rage and sheds his human disguise entirely. Liberty smashes the jammer just as John shatters the window, but the horror deepens when she sees Marley's lifeless body being devoured by flesh-eating lampreys. Hiding under a desk, John grabs her and strangles her with a terrifyingly long tongue. Fighting for her life, she grabs a bucket of salt and dumps it over him, melting him instantly. She frees her mother, but as they try to escape, Michelle collapses. Suddenly, a bag is thrown over Liberty's head and everything goes black. She wakes up tied up in a dark, subterranean bunker. Suddenly, an army of John clones begins tearing through the walls, revealing a mountain of dead bodies. Liberty screams as a clone approaches her. John forces his mouth over hers, transferring a glowing blue sphere down her throat. She fights it, but he forces her to swallow, knocking her unconscious. When she finally wakes up, her face is covered in horrific scales and she's trapped inside a water tank. As the water fills up to the top, Liberty lets out a deeply deranged, twisted smile. Has she become one of them? If you survived this sci-fi nightmare, smash that like button and subscribe so you never miss the next recap. Thanks for watching.